Hello, this video is mostly for bRanN. As I'm recording this, it is the 3rd of September, and bRanN has a video coming out shortly, which is going to feature this building. But I figured what I would probably do is once he's released this, with his permission obviously, I would basically show you what I've done for the build. So, yeah, I'm going to head down here, and this is mainly a video for bRanN, just so I can show you around what I've done. So this bit down here is basically an abandoned library, inspired... Oh, probably a good thing that I made this video. I've left a piston and a button up there. Probably wouldn't have looked that great. This is a library that's based on the Shinra library, the Shinra Mansion from, I think it's Nibelheim, in Final Fantasy VII. And bRanN, you'll know this because you built it. This was pretty much entirely bRanN's build. Now, I have done a couple of detail things just to make the place look a little bit more ancient. Specifically, I've put some stair blocks in the floor here just to make it look like there are a bunch of cracks in the floorboards. I've laid down some carpet outside of this, so it looks like the carpet extended into the hallway but has rotted away or just worn away. And yeah, I put these in. I put a couple of gaps in here just with cobblestone behind and a bit of stone brick. There's a cobblestone wall in a couple of them as well, which I think looks really cool. It's got this kind of almost 3D effect because the wall behind it is not a solid block, so it's kind of, it moves as you move basically, which is kind of neat. And yeah, cobwebs and bushes and stuff. I just thought to kind of give the place a little bit of an overgrown feel, but mostly it has stood up against nature battering it from all sides. There's cracked stone bricks here and there, and cobwebs and stuff. Obviously, I figured this place would be a little bit cobwebby by now. It would have gathered a little bit of dust, but obviously we can't really do much with dust in Minecraft. I could maybe put some string or something around, but I didn't really feel like doing that. And the odd button on the floor is meant to resemble bricks that have fallen out of these kind of places. So this is a cave that led down to here where bRanN decided to build the library, and I decided, following his brief, which was to make it look like part of an older building that had been worn away, I decided to keep the structure of the cave, and I've added in a staircase here which is meant to have at some point led up to a larger kind of hallway up here. So as you come in the building, you'll notice that there is a section of like a kind of almost like a parquet floor, like a wooden floor, where all the textures would have been kind of at cross angles to each other, and it's meant to sort of continue on through here, and there would be this door which would presumably be part of a double door or a larger doorway. But all of the cobblestone and stuff you see around are areas where the landscape on top of here has basically kind of caved in, and that's kind of an excuse for this not being more built up than it is, because everything's kind of caved in on top of the place, crushed the rest of the house around it. There's sort of patches of it still remain, mostly the bits that are nearer the surface, but everything else has kind of fallen in on the rest of the building. So there are leaves growing up from a few places, there's dirt and stone everywhere, a bit of podzol which I took from the mega tiger we found, and I figured that would probably go kind of well in here just as an interesting alternative to the dirt texture. And so as you go down here, there's not really a great deal else to see. I kind of kept this mostly just texture for the stone and so forth, and obviously it's meant to look like it extends up there, and again that has caved in up there as well, threw in a few webs to make it look a little bit atmospheric. And this section here is meant to look like there could have been another way out of the library area and into another part of the house or mansion or whatever this would be. But again, this section is caved in. There's actually a cave right behind that block there, which is fairly open, so I just wanted to cut this off as quickly as possible if I could. But yeah, the library itself is pretty cool, and there are a couple of neat features. Now, on the day I've recorded this, I've also uploaded a tutorial video in which I show a couple of crate designs and how to conceal a minecart with a chest underneath a block, which I used for a barrel in that video, but I've done it here with the bookshelves. So if you look at the bottom set of pixels of this bookshelf, it's pretty much just that bottom like wooden line along the bottom there, and a few of the pixels of the block in front of it, you can actually right click on that, and there's a minecart with a chest in here, which is renamed bookshelf in an anvil, so it looks like you're right clicking on the bookshelf, and that's actually the name of the bookshelf. Item is just capital B bookshelf, so I figured that would be kind of cool to make it look like you're accessing the shelf itself, although it's kind of a shame that you have to look down so far in order to do it. It would be great if you could just look at one of the upper shelves and do it, but that's pretty much the only way I could figure out that it would work. So I've put a few of the books that were in the build chest that was around here in each of these minecarts, but obviously bRanN, when you get around to finding whatever knowledge it is you want to find in this place, you can just leave it for yourself in there in a chest and dig it up again. For those of you who aren't aware, bRanN has this fantastic storyline thing going on where he is a hunter-gatherer and he kind of progresses through the set of tools in Minecraft at a slower pace than the rest of us. So he's not playing this like it's the same game as everybody else. It's kind of got like a D&D vibe to it. Very much recommend checking out his series if you are not familiar with it. Anyway, that is pretty much what I've done with the place. I really hope you like it, bRanN. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out myself, and I kind of wanted to give it like a slightly fantasy feel with how steep this kind of roof opening kind of thing is. I don't know if you wanted to maybe dress up the entrance so it was a little more overgrown, maybe put some leaves in front of it that you had to cut away once you've noticed there's a larger structure here, or maybe kind of fill it up with cobblestone that you could break down and find the building behind it, but I'll kind of leave that up to you because I'm not sure how you want this to go in the narrative of your video. This down here is a hole that I don't believe I made myself. This is kind of obviously a creeper hole. It's about the same kind of radius you'd expect from a creeper hole, but I kind of took it to be part of the regular landscape, so I've overgrown it a little bit, but if you wanted to fill that in or whatever, then go ahead. All of the materials that were in the build chest down there are now kind of concealed in this little alcove up here on the left, so that is pretty much everything I found down there. I've used some of it in the build itself, but the majority of it I left there, so you can use that to dress things up however else you want. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed the quick tour of here, and that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. So thanks for watching. My name's been Pixlriffs, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.